Welcome, everybody, to the Bush and Me Show. Week 14 coming up, big dog. Week 13 was fun and eventful, and I was 2-1, but I lost my lock. You were 1-2, but you won your lock, which was the Detroit Lions. They look great. That was a great call.
Shout out to the Lions, man. They a little bit of up and down year, man. You know, they seem like they're getting on the right track right now, but I appreciate them coming through for me. Bears didn't.
Yep, Bears didn't. Dolphins didn't. I had the Lions as well, and I had the Bengals, who upset the Chiefs. That was a good one. Lost my lock, though, with Atlanta. Thought they were going to come back against Pittsburgh. They scored that touchdown to take the lead, and they got called for a holding, and then that was just a wrap.
That'll do it to you.
Wrap city for them, but some good games. Unfortunately, not so good Monday night for your Saints fans.
Dude,
thought they had it locked up.
Brother, at 7.5 minutes, I stepped away. I said, I'm going to go take a shower. I feel really good about where we are. I go take a shower. I come back, and the wheels have just fallen off. Man.
So it was your fault?
Yeah, honestly, I think it might be.
You shouldn't have moved.
I really shouldn't. I was like, you know what, man? It's Tampa. We're in Tampa. We're going to win this game, because that's what the Saints do in Tampa, and it didn't come through. I mean, same shit that continues to bite this team in the behind continues to keep happening. Undisciplined. I have no clue what was going on at the end of the game. Listen, I don't even want to talk about that because I didn't even pick them last week, but the Dolphins, what happened in the Dolphins game is exactly what we were talking about. No protection, Bosa, no Tehran. This guy goes and hits 2 or 3 times. Sacks him 3 times. He gets to him more than that. So that's something we got to really watch out for again this week.
Yep. We over at Me's Money Moves actually had the Niners, so I was rooting against you on that one. Sorry. But I did tell you on the show last week we do college as well, and we gave out Utah over USC, and we gave out Kansas State over TCU, and we did a little money line parlay on both of them. So it was a nice week in college over there. Week 14, though, we're getting ready to jump into it. Before you make your picks, here's a stat for you to think about. NFL money line underdogs. So all the teams that are getting points the first 10 weeks were 60 wins, 89 losses, and 1 tie. Pretty good, pretty close to 50%, right? The last week 11 through week 13 now, NFL money line underdogs, so the underdog winning the game outright, 9 wins, 35 losses, and 1 tie. So not as many upsets later in the week. We started out with a lot of parity first 10 weeks of the season. Now you're starting to see, the cream rise to the top. You got teams that are injured that might be banking it in, like Houston. You got just the better teams are winning the football games.
Okay. Well, listen, it's December football now. This is what do they call it? Shit or get off the pot time. This is a critical games week in and week out. So it's going to be exciting. You want me to get into the first game? Because I can.
Jump into it.
Fins up. They are still out there doing their, finishing up their.
Shocker.
They're out there finishing up their West Coast tour. Listen, man. I'm gonna go with them. I like this matchup again this week. Obviously protecting Tua is going to be another issue going into this week, but the Dolphins are favored right now by 3. Is that still the current line?
Still 3.
Flex a Sunday night, man. Listen, this is a huge bounce back game. Which one of these teams are going to respond? Really just looking at Miami. Like I said, talked about a little bit earlier, Tua just looked off. He looked rattled from the jump. Started to kind of settle in and make some plays in the second half. But no Armstead, no Austin Jackson, but they did pick up Fisher, so maybe he does feel a little bit better this week. But I definitely think they need to get this win. But here's something that I found that to be pretty interesting. Chargers offensive line 5 sacks last week, giving up 14 hits, 14 sacks in the last 3 weeks. I definitely think this is a great opportunity for Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and this is a little bit of a homecoming for Melvin Ingram. I think this unit will be the unit that really decides this game, because if you give Herbert time, I definitely think there's an opportunity for him. One, he does have Keenan Allen back, and he came through. He force fed him a little bit last week, but he did make some nice plays. But I definitely think this is a unit that defensive line is going to have to get after Herbert this week, and just kind of really staying on the Chargers. They're struggling versus the run, so good opportunity for Mostert. But I definitely think the passing attack for the Dolphins are going to be just a little bit too much for the Chargers down the stretch. But again, it has to come down to that defensive line. If they can get after him, I believe that will definitely give the Dolphins an opportunity to get a much needed win against a good team out west. I'm going with the Dolphins in this one.
Dolphins it is. I like that game's flexed to Sunday night. That should be a good one. My first pick, I'm going with a team that I have grown to love this year. I think they're stacked. Just took a little hit at QB, but my boy Purdy might be able to step up. I think he's going to be serviceable. For those of you that don't know, I'm talking about the San Francisco 49ers. They're at home this week. They're playing the Bucs. Bucs are coming off a huge win, come from behind win, probably feeling good about themselves, but they played on Monday night, short week. For those of you guys that have watched us for a while, this fits into one of my systems. We're at home, winter, Monday night, travel on a short week, and you have to go on the road in San Francisco, across the country. Let alone, I don't think this team's very good, at least offensively. Defensively, they're hanging in there. But, I mean, for 55 minutes, they put up 3 points against the Saints at home. Now you're going to tell me they're going to go into San Francisco and play against that defense, and they're going to be competitive in that game? I see this being like a 27-10, 24-10 type of game. San Francisco's only laying 3.5. I think you're getting good value there because Garoppolo's out. But I think this team is solid inside the tackles, in the skill positions. I think they're going to win this by double digits. I love San Francisco in this game.
Purdy going to beat up on Brady this week? I like that one.
Purdy.
I like that. I like that pick. I like it.
I heard this on, if this line stays at 3.5, this is only the second time in Brady's career that he will be an underdog to a rookie quarterback.
Wow, that's interesting.
Last time was against Vince Young. Tennessee was favored, and Brady beat the brakes off.
Well, I feel like it's definitely going to be what's Purdy's first start. Solid outing last week. I love how they didn't put too much on the young quarterback. They let him get some nice short throws. He was able to get some short touchdown throws in. He didn't have to push the ball down the field until he got a little bit of confidence, and you saw that the coaches.
He did miss some throws. I mean, there were some players that were open. He threw behind him, but like you said, they let him. They flexed out McCaffrey and they got him a quick hitter. They threw the screens. They got Debo right across the middle. Short stuff to get him the confidence.
Built that confidence, like you were saying. He missed throws, and the next thing you know, when the game gets tight, what does he do? He steps up and makes the play. So that was pretty exciting to see from that young player. I'm going to Ohio, baby. The Battle of Ohio. This is exciting right here. It's Cleveland Browns going into Cincinnati. Cincinnati, man, 4-game win streak, 6 out of the last 7. They've gotten a W, but their last loss has been against the Browns. But that was a Jacoby Brissett Browns run team. This is a Deshaun Watson run team, and he didn't look too good last week. Kind of reminded me of that one preseason game he got in, and it was not pretty. Last week was not pretty. Now, I do think that he will be better. I don't see him progressing enough to go into Cincy and get this W. He faces a much better defense this week than he did last week versus Houston. It's like riding a bike, man. The first couple times it's going to be a little rough, then you're going to get the hang of it. I don't think he's had enough in-game experience right now this year. He's taken too much time off from the game right now to go into Cincy to really win this game. That's just my opinion. Jamar Chase is back. He's back like he never left. I definitely think Cincy's playmakers have a great opportunity to really kind of go after this Browns secondary a little bit. But if you're going to be able to do that, Cincinnati, you got to have a pass protection plan for Myles Garrett because last time he played, he got home to the quarterback a couple times. Slide to him, slide three of your offensive linemen towards this guy. Chip him with the running back, bump him with the tight end. Whatever you do, you cannot let Myles Garrett be the reason that you struggle or you lose this game. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Contain Garrett, and just don't let Chubb run all over you. That's easier said than done. But I really like where the Bengals are right now. I really feel like they're hitting on all cylinders, and I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to have enough this week.
Ohio Bowl. I had Cincy last week on this show and at Me's Money Moves. I loved them. I thought it was a great opportunity, a great situational play for them going up against Kansas City. Everybody watched them win that game. I watched them win that game. But I think this is, just as that was a good spot for them, I think this is a bad spot for them. So I'm going against you here, big dog. I'm going with the Browns getting the 6 over the Bengals. Since he's coming off that big win, they're going to be high on themselves. The Browns dominated the last time these two played. Dominated. I mean, it was 440 yards to 229.
Okay.
Rushing yards, 172 to 36. Okay. If you want to beat the Browns, like you said, it wasn't Deshaun Watson back there. It was Brissett.
And how can you feel so confident about what the Browns are going to do when he didn't get them to the end zone at all? He's going to have to score points this week. And they're facing a much better team, much better offense. Man, much better defense as well. Just a better overall complete team. I don't think this is the week that Deshaun's going to be able to lead these guys and get this W, but keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, tell me how you really feel.
I think I got it all out.
Look, they're going to keep it close. They got to run the ball and play good defense. How do you cover spreads in the NFL? You run the ball successfully, and you play good defense. And that's what the Browns can do running the ball. They don't have a great defense, but I think they can contain Burrow. I just think it's a week that they're coming off that high, and they're gonna come down a little bit. There's going to be some regression to Cincinnati's offense, and I'm taking the Browns to cover the 6. Keep it within 6,
Three
here,
words.
baby. That's all we got to do. They can lose by 3
words. Pass protection plan. Do not leave this guy one-on-one. He bust your ass.
PPP.
Yeah, the other kind of PPP. Pass protection plan. It has to happen. If the Bengals do not have a plan, if you're not sliding to him, if you're not chipping him, if he's not getting doubled off the line, then you don't care about winning this game. That's how I feel. There's certain players you got to do that with. All right. For my lock of the week.
Give me your lock. Give me your lock.
Week, man, you're talking about an exciting 1 p.m. matchup. Man, the Minnesota Vikings are going into Detroit. Both teams are hot right now. Lions won 4 out of the last 5. Vikings, second best record in the NFL. This is going to be a good one. And the Lions are favoring me. That shit made me do a double, maybe a triple take when I saw that. You talking about this team has won 10 games. You beat this team the last time you played them, and you're going to favor that team? You're leaning towards the Lions, Vegas? Are you kidding me? I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. I think that has to piss the Vikings off a little bit, especially since they did beat them the first time, but Justin Jefferson wasn't even in season mode, quote unquote, in season mode like he is now. I think he has a big game. I'm just gonna give you my 3 keys to the game, man. Play like your record, Vikings. Play like you're playing for that potential first round bye, because you're in such a sweet spot right now. If you can really hit your stride, Philly's playing some good ball, but in a couple games, a couple opportunities, they might get lulled off to sleep. So if these guys drop one of these games and you can continue to keep excelling, I definitely think this is a great opportunity. But they got to dominate this game. These are the types of games that you have to win if you're the Vikings, if you want to show not just yourself but everybody else that you're ready to make a deep run in the playoffs. Dalvin Cook, he's going to be really the key to prolonging the drives and having a balanced attack. Lions are giving up a little bit more than 4.5 yards a carry. So I definitely think that this is an opportunity for Dalvin Cook to, for them to really lean on this guy because, can't believe I'm saying this, but Jared Goff is playing his ass off. He's finding a way to hit all his receivers. Running backs are doing a great job getting home as well. But I think this game is really going to come down to the Vikings front seven here. Because their secondary struggles a little bit. You know, when they have too many opportunities to defend the pass, you do see some see some plays where teams will tend to drive on them through the air. I believe they're going to have to get pressure on Goff. They're going to do it early and often. I think that's really the keys to the game in that one. I'm going Vikings in this kind of weird prediction that they have going on here.
2 games we're going against each other then, because I got the Lions here. I'm locking it up. Same reason you said Vegas favored them. It caught me off guard, dug into it a little deeper, and I'm thinking they got to know something, right? Why would they put the line like this? 3 stats I'm going to shoot at you to support my reason that I'm a Lions fan this week. Kirk Cousins, 3-9-1 against the spread in road games. Against the spread in road games, where the spread is between +3 and -3 since 2018. There's been 69 quarterbacks in the league since then in these close games since 2018. He's ranked 68th with that record, 3-9-1. He's not winning the close games. He doesn't make the big plays. The Vikings have been the luckiest team this season. They're winning those close games right now. And I think they're going to get tripped up, kind of like at TCU this year. They got lucky all year, and then they get tripped up at the end. I think that's going to be the Vikings this week. Second stat for you. Lions are 5-0 against the spread their last 5 games. They're hot. They're covering. They're running the ball. They're getting in the end zone. Ride the hot hand. Huge Lions fan this week. Last stat I'm going to give you, and bear with me on this one. See if you can follow it along. Last time a team in December, so late in the season, with their starting quarterback, so they're not hurt, they're not banged up, they got everybody there, everybody's coming to play, and they're over 80% in their win record, like the Vikings are this week. The last time a team like that was an underdog, disrespected, right, by Vegas, last time an 80% win team with their starting quarterback was an underdog was 2004. That was the Michael Vick-led Falcons. They were getting +1.5, against the Bucs. Not the Tom Brady Bucs. This was probably the Brad Johnson Bucs. The Bucs won that game 27-0. Wasn't even close. So Vegas knows what they're doing here. They made the Lions the favorite. The line actually opened at 1. It's gone up to 2.5. So there's more money coming in on the Lions. Sharp people are following Vegas too. I'm following Vegas on this one. Give me the Lions. I'm laying the 2.5.
That's what's wrong with people like you. You putting too much into Vegas. Sometimes if you don't go to Vegas much, Vegas can mess you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like Vegas can mess you up a little bit. Vegas is the type of place where you go.
Vegas been good to me.
I'm sure it has. It's been good to me as well. But here it is. Sometimes Vegas is that place where you get real ambitious, and then you're going home. You sold your plane tickets. You understand? You keep putting all your stock in Vegas. I'm telling you right now, it's going to let you down. I think this is one of these times. The stat man, you threw so many numbers, so many different scenarios of why you think the Lions are going to win this one. I'm telling you right now, the Vikings, they need to play like their record. If they don't, if they're not serious about this game right here, how are you going to make a deep playoff? You're so
that's what
close.
I'm saying too.
You're so freaking close here.
Is their record really definitive of who they are? Because they could have lost to Buffalo. They could have lost to Washington. They could have lost to the Jets last week. They made some big plays at the end. They're statistically the luckiest team in the NFL. Like you said, we'll find out this week. If they play like their record is, they'll get lucky and win in Detroit.
It's a 1 o'clock game. There's no pressure on Kirk Cousins. He's going to go light this shit up. That's the one stat I was waiting for, but you just... you see, the thing about you stat people and you analytics guys is like you're going to find the stat that backs up your argument. And all those stats that you pulled out, I have no clue where you got those from, but they all support your argument.
There you go. Research, baby. Should be a good game either way. I mean, spread's 2.5. I'm hoping that the Lions pull it off. I'm a Lions fan, but I love Baby Blue. I'm a Lions fan this weekend.
Big Baby Blue fan. Any special plans this week? Any special NFL plans?
I got nothing.
Cooking
Sunday,
anything?
just be at
Hitting the
home.
bar?
Saturday,
No
Saturday.
bar for you because you got a child now.
No bar for me now. I started working out again. To be honest with you, we booked the Bahamas trip in January, so
Cool.
getting back on the diet, getting back in the gym. I'm getting in the gym. You know, my mind thinks I'm still 22, but my body reminds me that I'm not.
Yeah.
So I get in the gym at 5 a.m. now because nobody's there to laugh at me at the shit I'm doing.
All right. Probably a bunch of band workouts, shit like that. Cable exercises. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all.
What you got this weekend?
Listen, I'm gonna fire up one of these smokers, man.
Flying somewhere?
No, I'm not flying. I don't think so. Next week, early in the week, I'll be flying somewhere. So I'm actually coming back up to Virginia, man. We're gonna get some toys out, man. You know, we're gonna go bless the community. So we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's have a good rest of our week.
All right, brother. Well, I hope your lock loses, but other than that, I hope you have a great week.
Wow.
We'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Let's get it.